Mom forced me to reject a $200K tech job for Siste's anxiety. But the CEO secretly contacted me. I still remember the exact moment my life split in two. It was a Tuesday afternoon in early spring, the kind where the sunlight feels like possibility. My phone buzzed with an email notification while I was in the campus library, hunched over my laptop, debugging a stubborn line of code that refused to cooperate. Subject, offer of employment, $200,000 base plus equity. From Daniel Whitmore, CEO of Neuralink Systems. My hands trembled before I even opened it. I had interviewed with Neuralink Systems 3 weeks earlier. They were one of the fastest-growing AI startups in the country, already partnering with hospitals and research institutions. The final round had been intense: whiteboard coding, systems design, behavioral interviews. But I walked out of their glass-walled office in San Francisco feeling something I hadn't felt in a long time. Hope. When I read the words, "We are pleased to offer you," my vision blurred. $200,000 a year, stock options, relocation package, signing bonus. For someone like me, a first-generation college graduate, raised in a small, suffocating town where ambition was considered arrogance, it wasn't just a job offer. It was escape. The house where dreams went to die. We lived in a narrow, aging 2-story house that always smelled faintly of lavender air freshener and old resentment. My mother liked things tidy, controlled, predictable. My younger sister, Lily, was none of those things. Lily was 22 and had been diagnosed with severe anxiety disorder at 16. Panic attacks that left her shaking on the kitchen floor. Nights where she'd cry so hard she'd vomit. Days she couldn't leave her room. Growing up, I was the stable one. "Be strong for your sister," Mom would whisper whenever Lily spiraled. I was 12 the first time I heard that. I was 24 when it became a chain around my throat. The announcement. I drove home that weekend to tell them. I should have known better. Mom was at the kitchen table, sorting bills. Lily sat on the couch, hugging a pillow, her hair unwashed and eyes hollow. "I got an offer," I said, trying to keep my voice steady. "From Neuralink Systems, in San Francisco." Mom didn't look up. "Oh. It's a really good offer." "How good?" she asked, finally meeting my eyes. 200,000. The room went silent. Lily's head snapped toward me. Mom's lips parted slightly. $200,000, she repeated slowly. I nodded. For a brief, fragile second, I thought she might smile. Instead, her face hardened. "So you're leaving?" It wasn't a question. "They want me to start in July." Lily's breathing changed. I could hear it from across the room, the shallow, rapid pull of air. "July," she whispered. "That's that soon." I moved toward her. "Lily, it's just a few months, and I can visit. I'll help pay for better therapy, I can." "You can abandon us," Mom cut in sharply. The word hit like a slap. "I'm not abandoning anyone," I said quietly. Mom stood up. "Your sister is barely holding herself together. She still wakes up screaming some nights. She needs stability. She needs family." "I am family," I replied, "and I've been here my whole life." Lily's hands were trembling now. "What if I get worse?" she asked in a small voice. "What if you leave and I can't handle it?" The guilt was instant, crushing. "You won't," I said, though I wasn't sure. Mom crossed her arms. "This isn't about money. It's about responsibility. You don't get to chase your little Silicon Valley fantasy while your sister falls apart." Little fantasy. $200,000. Years of sleepless nights coding. Scholarships, internships, skipping parties, skipping dating, skipping being young. "You're asking me to give this up," I said slowly. "I'm telling you," she corrected. "Family comes first." The ultimatum. That night, Mom came into my old bedroom. The posters were still on the walls. The twin bed still creaked. "I need you to decline the offer," she said softly. My chest tightened. "You're serious?" "Yes." What if I never get another chance like this? Then it wasn't meant for you. It felt like something inside me cracked. She needs you, Mom continued. You're the only one who can calm her when she spirals. I'm not her medication, I whispered. Mom's eyes flashed. Don't be selfish. Selfish. The word followed me into sleep. The email I never wanted to send. The next morning, I sat at the kitchen table with my laptop open. Lily was upstairs. Mom stood behind me. I typed, Dear Mr. Whitmore, thank you sincerely for the generous offer. After much consideration, I have decided to decline due to personal family circumstances. My vision blurred. I hit send. Mom exhaled like she'd just won a war. You did the right thing, she said. But it didn't feel right. It felt like drowning. The secret message. 3 days later, my phone buzzed. Unknown number. Hi, this is Daniel Whitmore. I was surprised by your email. Could we talk? My heart slammed against my ribs. I stepped outside, hands shaking, and called. His voice was calm, direct. I won't pry, he said, but your interview performance was exceptional. You don't decline offers like this without a reason. It's family, I admitted. A pause. Are you being pressured? The question caught in my throat. I didn't answer. He sighed quietly. Listen, I built this company from my garage. I know what it means to fight for your future. If there's something we can adjust, remote start, delayed relocation support, we're willing. I swallowed hard. It's complicated. It usually is, he said gently. But talent like yours shouldn't be buried by circumstances. Buried. That's exactly how I felt. He continued, I'm going to leave this open for a bit. Officially, you declined. Unofficially, if you change your mind, call me. Hope flickered like a dying candle. When love becomes a K. That evening, Lily had a panic attack. She clung to me on the kitchen floor, sobbing, nails digging into my arm. I can't do this without you, she cried. Promise you won't leave. Mom stood in the doorway, watching. Promise. I looked at my sister, the girl I used to carry on my back when she was scared of thunderstorms. And I realized something awful. I loved her, but I was disappearing. I promise, I whispered. The words tasted like blood. The breaking point. Weeks passed. I worked part-time at a local IT support job that paid barely enough to cover gas and groceries. I watched friends move to cities, post photos of rooftop bars and startup offices. Every night, I lay awake imagining the life I'd turned down. One evening, I overheard Mom on the phone with Aunt Carol. Yes, he got some big offer, she was saying, but I told him what really matters. He's staying. He knows his duty. Duty. Not choice. Not love. Duty. Something inside me snapped. The second call. I stepped outside and dialed the number I'd memorized. He picked up on the second ring. Daniel Whitmore. It's me, I said. A pause. I was hopping you, call. My voice trembled. Is the offer still possible? For you, yes. Tears spilled down my face. But, he added gently, this has to be your decision, not rebellion, not guilt, yours. I thought about Lily. I thought about Mom. I thought about myself, the version of me who once believed he deserved more than survival. It's mine, I whispered. The goodbye. I told them the next morning. Mom's face went pale. You already declined. I changed my mind. You promised your sister. I promised because I was afraid. Lily began to cry. You're choosing money over me, she said. No, I replied, voice breaking. I'm choosing a future. Mom's voice rose. If you walk out that door, don't expect this house to welcome you back. The threat hung in the air. I picked up my suitcase. Lily collapsed onto the couch, sobbing. Every step toward the door felt like betrayal. But for the first time in my life, I kept walking. San Francisco. The city was loud, alive, terrifying. The first day at Neuro-Link Systems, Daniel Whitmore shook my hand firmly. "I'm glad you chose yourself," he said quietly. I almost cried. The work was intense. Brilliant minds, long hours, real impact. But at night, guilt crept in. Lily texted less and less. Mom didn't text at all. The call I feared. 3 months later, my phone rang at 2 a.m. It was Lily. "I'm in the hospital," she whispered. My heart stopped. "Panic attack," she said. "I thought I was dying." I booked the first flight home. When I arrived, she looked small in the hospital bed. "I'm sorry," she murmured. "I didn't want to scare you." Mom avoided my eyes. Later, in the hallway, Lily grabbed my hand. "I think I need to learn to stand without you," she said softly. "I hate that I made you choose." "You didn't," I said. "We all did." She started therapy twice a week after that, not because I was there, but because she wanted to try. The truth. Months turned into a year. I paid for her treatment, found her a specialist in cognitive behavioral therapy, helped with medication costs. But I didn't move back. And something surprising happened. Lily got better. Not perfectly, not magically, but slowly. Mom never apologized. But one evening, she called. "You seem happy," she said reluctantly. "I am." A long silence. "I was afraid of losing you," she admitted, "so I tried to keep you." I closed my eyes. "You almost did." The weight of love. I still carry guilt. I still remember Lily's tears. But I also remember something Daniel told me during my first performance review. You can't save others by setting yourself on fire. I spent years burning. Now I'm building. And sometimes, when the sunset hits the glass buildings of San Francisco just right, I think about that kitchen table, that email, that promise. And I realize something heartbreaking and beautiful at the same time. Loving someone doesn't mean shrinking for them. Sometimes love means leaving, so both of you can learn how to stand.